Okay, hello guys. Um, I'm here. I've come with a very short notice. Very sorry to some of you. I was unable to send prayer points as early in the morning as possible. I had challenges with internet, but I want you to be with me as we continue in this fasting. But also, I managed to send, I think, most of you guys over the Facebook and WhatsApp some of our current messages, and I believe you have been blessed by them. But right now, at this moment, I want to share with you something that is quite in a short time. Tomorrow is 31. I will be going to the mountain to do my crossover there from 31 into 1. I'll be in the mountain. But I also felt in my spirit as the Lord was telling me that I'm not supposed to go there alone, but I'm supposed to go with others. And so I want you to join me tomorrow. If you are able to go with me, I want you to join me tomorrow to go to the mountain in Murewa. So I can meet you at construction house building on the main foyer. You can or on the main entrance. You can wait for me there, and you can join up and go to Murewa Mountain to spend our time there the whole evening. And so we should at least be able to get there by 4 o'clock. We should be able to get there by 4 o'clock. And so if you can be able to prepare as immediate as possible, just to spend that night with us in prayer, you can do so. And also, one of the reasons why it is quite crucial that we go and spend our night in the mountain is because in the book of Psalm 87 verse 1, this is what he says: his foundation is in his holy mountain. What I want you to understand is that every time God is doing something in a person, every time God lays a foundation in a person, it has to do with the holy mountain. It has to do with going into the mountain and pray and have that time with the Lord. Most of the people do know that much of the foundation that God lays in a person's life has to do with a life of mountain, of getting into the mountain, of climbing and going into the mountain to pray and to seek the face of the Lord. Now, I want you also to understand that the mount that when you look at it, there are holy mountains and there are demonic mountains. There are holy mountains, there are demonic mountains. Satan has his own mountains. Every nation around the world is godly mountains. They've got holy mountains and demonic or satanic mountains. And all these mountains, you have got to be led by the Holy Spirit to go there. Remember, the Bible tells us about Abraham. He was told by God to go and make a sacrifice of his son in a mountain which he did not know. But the Holy Spirit led him to that place, and he was able to get to the exact mountain that God wanted him to be. In the same way, even in the demonic, those that are witch doctors, that are spiritists, those that are in the occult and in witchcraft, who go into mountains, they are actually led by evil spirits into those mountains. They don't just go. They don't just find themselves in those places. Even in our nation, we have got holy mountains that belong to God, and we've got satanic mountains. That's why you find that we have got those that do ancestral stuff there, where they do sacrifices and all that kind of stuff. It's because those are enchanted mountains, which are very demonic in sense. And so God also has his holy mountain. And so the mountain in Murewa, which God led me to go and pray, I go there here and there. That place is a holy mountain. And so the Lord has instructed me to go there and spend that night. Why? Because mountains are gates. They are gates, just as much as there are different gates in the Bible. We've got mountains as gates. We have got moving from one season, entering into another is also a gate. The entry point from one season to the other is a gate. Moving entry point from one day into another is a gate. The entry point from one year into another is a gate. So all these gates need to be possessed. In fact, if you read that same chapter, Psalm 87, verse 2, verse 2 it says that God rejoices in the gates more than in the dwellings of Jacob, which means that God rejoices when people enter from one season into another with God. So in the same way, as you're going to get into the mountain, we are going there with rejoice. I encourage you so much because God wants to give you a foundation for your marriage, a foundation for your family, a foundation for your children, a foundation for your work, a foundation for your business. Because even in the demonic, they also do the same thing. They lay foundations, for their businesses by going into these demonic mountains. They go in there so that they lay a demonic, a satanic foundation for whatever they are going to do. That's why you find that some of these people, when they go out, they prosper in a certain way. Remember, the Bible tells us of how Satan took Jesus to a mountain. It was a physical mountain in Israel. It was a physical mountain Jesus was taken into. But this physical mountain was also very spiritual, to a point where Jesus was shown the whole entire satanic world. And Satan said, I can give you this. And so in the same way, they are satanic, they are godly, they are holy mountains where God gets to reveal of the things that he wants to give you. And those mountains, God gets to review the pattern and the pattern in the process of your life in the mountain. And so it's important to get into the mountain, into the holy mountain, so that God can reveal his plan for your life, so that God can bring the deliverance that you so need, so that God can open for you and provide you and give you the things that you desire. So mountains are very important. Jesus had to go into the wilderness. The kind of wilderness it was a mountain. And so it's quite important to have those times of prayer in the mountain, in that sense. And so there are holy mountains which God has already prepared for himself. And I encourage you to climb that mountain, to go with me to that mountain with faith. As you go with me to that mountain with faith, God is going to begin to change your life, and there are things that he's going to do. And you will leave that mountain with answered prayer. God will not leave you alone. It's a time where you're going to cry out for yourself, cry out for the presence of God, and cry out for the move of God. And as you enter this new 2020, because remember I said we are in a season of new beginnings, and so God is going to release new beginnings as we are going to be praying together in the mountain. And so that you enter your 2020 with the hand of God, so that God gets to show you his plan and his roadmap concerning your future life. You need that, so it is in those places where God gets to lay a godly foundation for you, for your business, for your work, for your children, and for your life. So I encourage you to come. Join me. Let's stand together. Let's come together and pray. Thank you so much.